do, Dream Team? It's your boy D Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we go with Top Gear Complaints and Offended People compilation. Before we dive into this, make sure you subscribe, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Let's jump in. I know it got to be a lot of complaints and offended people, and I'm excited to see what they got to say because I know they don't care.
Complaints about last week's show. People said it was cruel to blow up a cow. Well, I want to make it absolutely plain. Right now, no cow was hurt in the making of that film. Its death was instantaneous.
Yeah. Immediate, wouldn't it know?
Right, next.
No cow was hurt in the making of that film. Its death was instantaneous.
And if you want to write to the BBC and say this is some rare type of tree and has to be preserved, you can stick it up your arse.
Dang.
Nah. All those people who write in and say, you're only interested in expensive cars, you're damn right. The new Lamborghini Diamond. This has got a V10 5-litre... I'm going to have to go to the lavatory if I have to say V10 5-litre engine again.
I took a Ferrari to this road, okay, and I said that even though this was just 40 miles from London, in Hertfordshire, there was no traffic at all, and you could still enjoy it in the Ferrari that I was using. Well, we have been inundated with complaints, and I do mean inundated.
No, there have been a lot.
A lot, and people were absolutely furious. How dare the BBC say this is Hertfordshire? It plainly isn't. Well, you're right. I admit it, and I apologise. That is not Hertfordshire. It's Buckinghamshire, actually.
Well spotted, all of you, for seeing that. You were on the ball.
I'm sure a lot of you saw the Patagonia special, and I want to admit here and now, in front of everybody, I made a terrible, terrible mistake. Nobody knows I'm going to do this, not the producers, nobody. But I want to get it off my chest now. Right in the middle of the programme, I said that the condor is the largest flying bird in the world. It's the wandering albatross, and I'm deeply, deeply sorry.
Oh, well done for getting that off your chest. You feel better? It's nice having it out there. I feel better.
If you made a mistake, I'm not to it. Move on.
I love watching these dudes, bro. They're absolutely hilarious. They don't care. Like I said, seeing the highlights of the show I've seen, I can definitely tell they don't care about no complaints. They don't care about offending nobody. They don't care not one bit. But I think that's why so many people love this show, right? Because a lot of people don't get offended easily. As much people do get offended easily, there's also a lot of people who don't get offended easily, who find laughter and everything. I'm one who can laugh at almost anything. I won't say anything. I'll say almost anything. Because I've never been one to let what someone else says affect my emotions or affect my day. You feel me? They said something racist. Oh, okay. I just let it pass because you ain't finna mess up my day, get me all upset, get me angry, just from some words that you used. But talk to me.
Now, talking of getting in touch, we had a number of people after last week's show got in touch to complain.
They did.
We had, well, I said something about a Muslim, okay? 2 complaints. Remember Jesus came last week? I talked to him. 3 complaints. We were slightly rude about caravans.
Yeah, we sort of set one on fire a bit.
150 complaints.
Yeah!
Seriously.
150, and lots of people are now demanding an apology.
Yeah. So, we really are sorry, and we promise that we will, all 3 of us, never ever go caravanning again.
No. I'm sorry we didn't burn more caravans.
You're right, sir. Yeah, that's true.
Right. Is that, you know, we accidentally lit pipes last week.
A bit.
A hysterical woman who runs some hysterical organisation's got thin lips, the sort who take their own lunch to work. You know the sort? She got in touch and she pointed out, having demanded an apology from the BBC, she pointed out that you can't smoke anything now in the studio. Anything. It doesn't matter if it's herbal, it doesn't matter if it's tobacco, you're not allowed to... Which means it is now illegal to inhale the Mayor of London if he's on fire in here.
Oh, that's blown it.
Now, as you know, we get quite a few letters of complaint on Top Gear, and a lot of them are from communists and hippies, obviously, so we just ignore them. Anyway, look, last week, okay, we thought nobody would be watching because that epic tennis match was on, which
we were all watching.
Which we were watching. Yeah. It turns out that one person was watching Top Gear, and boy, is he an eagle-eyed chap.
Eagle-eyed chap isn't what you called him when his letter arrived, mate.
No, I called him something smaller and fruitier than that. Nevertheless, he says, okay, he was watching the show and I was driving an Alfa Romeo along the road, and he says, and he hasn't just complained to the BBC, he's complained to the police about this.
Oh, wow.
He clipped a double white line. Well, here's the footage.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's...
You got to be kidding me.
With those sort of...
You have legit got to be kidding me, dog. And this some people just complain to complain, dog. Some people, well, like, bro, he was right there at the single spotted lines. I call them spotted lines because I don't know what they're called. He was right at the end of that double white line, dog. Stop complaining about these things. Stop it.
The white line spotting skills.
Anyway, it does appear I'm bang to rights, and, you know, I think apologies where apologies are necessary. I'm very sorry. I shouldn't have done it. I'm normally very fastidious about that sort of thing, but there we are, a mistake. Good job I'm not a brain surgeon. What is interesting, however, is that the number of people who rang up and complained about me driving the Land Rover Discovery up a mountain is this long.
That's a lot.
That's how many people
Oh my God.
The number of people who complained about us not wearing poppies.
That's no.
Not one.
Right.
So hang on, that means nobody bothered to complain that we haven't commemorated our fallen soldiers, the people who gave us freedom to do what we want, but then they write in to complain that you've, what, run over some moss?
Yeah, that's basically it. I've killed moss.
It is a strange world we live in, isn't it?
Weirdest
It
world
is.
in the world. In fact, I think I might
It
be talking
is.
about it again next week. Right, new. Now, the time has come, I fear. Lots of complaints after last week's programme. Internet kind of awash with hate, people demanding an apology, and I'm only too happy to give one. I am very sorry that I didn't put the GT2's time on the board. Really, I don't know what to say. We had more complaints. Actually, I want to, while we're on the subject of this, last week James did talk about touching people inappropriately, okay? And the Daily Star, in an editorial, says that we've upset the Scouts and the Catholic Church, and they say that we can add those two august organisations to other people we've offended, including lorry drivers, Scots, Malaysians, Germans, blind people, anti-hunt protesters and smokers. And I'm sorry, but this sort of gutter-press claptrap gets just so far up my nose. How dare they? How dare they suggest that we would be rude to smokers? First of all, last week we featured a motorcycle, a BMW, if I'm not mistaken, a BMW in your Ariel Atom film, and we've had a number of complaints that we didn't give enough information about it. So, James, would you like to address that?
Yes, indeed, Bikers. It has a cable-operated anti-hopping clutch.
Lovely, thank you very much. If you are a German and you have any complaints about the film you've just seen, though, do please feel free to write to us. Our address is 1966, El Alamein Square, 1939 to 1945, Jutland Street, London, WE1. Again, fine. Now, this has...
Oh, wow.
This has enraged the Morris Marina Owners Club.
The what?
Morris Marina Owners Club. Ever heard of an organisation you want to be a member of less than that? What I've got here are some of the things they've been saying on the Morris Marina Owners Club website. Top Gear can eat and die.
Dang, okay.
Strong.
Clarkson
Tell us how y'all really feel. Tell us how y'all got.
and his cronies should be hung, drawn and quartered, or is that too good for them? Should be T-double-O, just small point. This just goes on and on. This is one of my favourites. I will send the BBC an email, and I don't care if they don't read it.
Well, they did.
Well, you
They
have.
really are very, very angry, aren't they?
Can I just say, joking aside, we don't like to upset any member of our audience, no matter how mad they might be, okay? So we undertake never to destroy another Morris Marina as long as we are on the air. And in fact, we've gone one better than that, because just this week we have been out and we have bought another marina, okay? And it's a beauty. Really is, absolutely. Low mileage, leather seat. No, there's no woo about it. Leather seats. Put it down. We've got it here. Look, this is live feed out to our track. And that is going to be preserved as an example of what... Oh, God! God!
They don't care. Now that was savage. That was funny. Oh my God.
Somebody's dropped.
I know.
Piano on it. How unlucky was that?
This is happening all the time. It's always happening at our track. It rains pianos here.
Yeah.
So, actually, there's been a lot of internet activity on the Morris chat room. I'm going to send an email to the BBC, and I don't care if they don't read it.
Now, that's what they said last time, OK?
Yeah.
This time, getting worse. They said they're going to get physical. I'm quoting now. One of them says, and I'm not making this up, "If I see Jeremy Clarkson in the street, I will poo into my hand and throw it at him."
Throw it to their own house. What a stupid way of getting someone. It's like an assassin lining up on the target and shooting them through his own head.
Oh, yes. Every week, the Daily Mirror runs a story saying that we've done something unspeakable. You know, we've stolen all the army's helicopters, or we've accidentally clubbed an old lady to death with a baby seal. This week, OK, the story they chose to run with was this. OK, here it is. Big story saying that homosexuals are banned from the Top Gear studio audience. Now, seriously, honestly, I've never read such rubbish in my life, ever.
Now, it is true that we are an even split of men and women in the audience. Otherwise, it's a little bit like the early days when we only got the Subaru Owners Club, and that's a bit grisly. But we do not actually insist that you sleep with the person you come to the studio with.
No, I mean, often, you know, mums come down with their sons, and we're not suggesting that, you know,
No, we're not.
But everybody's welcome.
Exactly. The truth is, we welcome homosexual couples here.
We do.
We particularly like the lesbian sort.
Oh, God.
Bro, they're wild, dog. Oh, everything. These guys are absolutely wild. They have no filter. They're I cannot believe this. But I can't stop watching either.
Enjoyed the ambulance film we did last week. Okay, you see, the problem we have is that we've had an electronic communication from a man called Mr. E36 Man 4000, who says, "Dear so-called Top Gear, I hated your thing on ambulances. Why don't you stick to cars?" Shall we show Mr. what's he called, Mr. Hashtag, shall we show him what this show would be like if we just talked about cars?
Yeah,
all right.
Okay,
Good.
give it a shot.
I tell you what I drove this week. Volkswagen Passat diesel.
Did you?
Surprisingly comfortable. I also drove an Audi TT, which is much nicer than you'd think.
Actually, I've been driving the new Porsche 911 Turbo, which is very fast, but surprisingly quiet.
Is it?
Aston Martin have built a new one-off for a Bond film. It's called the DB10.
Yep.
I don't think much of that, actually.
I don't like the way it looks.
No.
I like
No, I
that.
Vauxhall has a new kind of Corsa. I got nothing for that.
Shall we give up on car news?
That Bond film car looked really nice to me, but it could just be me. That's all we got. Make sure y'all subscribe, ring notification bell, give the video a thumbs up. It's your boy D Neal, out.